What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. And I did pick up a new Palitoy Trilogo for my collection that I wanted to show you guys. And I quickly realized that the majority of my Trilogos are related to Jabba's palace. I've got a number of different Jabba's henchmen or various characters that appeared in Jabba's palace or on Jabba's sail barge. And, I've got, I think now 18 Palitoy Trilogo mint on card vintage Star Wars figures, all graded. And of the 18, 9 of them are related to Jabba's. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of show you what's in the collection and then also show you the new one at the end. But we're going to start left to right here. The first one is Nikto. This is a really nice example that I bought many years ago. And this one, it's got the AFA archival case, Palitoy Trilogo. And this one's graded 80. Subgrades are 85, 80, 85. Just a fantastic card. And as a number of you already know, the card backs are just slightly different for some of them. Some of them have completely alternate images, but or they're shot farther away or closer up, things like that. But this is a beautiful example, really, really nice. And here's the back of the card, unpunched, really clean example. I think I picked this up at an auction on eBay. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I know it was under 175 bucks, so it was a really good deal on that one. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous example. My only carded Nikto, but wow, what a beauty. Next up is one I picked up maybe 2 years ago, and that is the Palitoy Bib Fortuna. I've got 3 different mint on card Bib Fortunas in my collection. I got a US card, a Canadian card, and then this one, obviously. This one was graded UKG 80%, 85, 80, 90 were the sub scores on that one. So not sure why this one got an 80 sub score for the blister, because it's in pretty impeccable condition overall. Pretty harshly graded in my opinion, but very nice. And this one is punched, but pretty clean. And I think I don't remember what I paid for that one, but it was pretty fair. This one I picked up on Facebook. This one is technically a miscard because it's got the original Klaatu on the Klaatu Skiff Guard outfit card back. So it's a somewhat of a miscard there. This is one I did pick up, I think, from Dark Side Alliance. It wasn't particularly high grade, but it's kind of like a pseudo miscard, so to speak. Pretty common miscard. This one did have a little bit of litho damage in the upper right-hand corner, so I knew it wasn't going to score particularly high on it, but I did add the blister support and send it into CAS to be graded. Factory miscard Klaatu 70, 80, 85, so two nice sub scores, but the card score brought it down to a 70 plus overall. But pretty cool to have that miscard, and again, it's not that uncommon to find that one. I've seen a few of those sell over the last few months. Next up, I've got Jabba's Accountant. This is a beautiful example of the squid head on the Palitoy Trilogo. Pretty tough to find this one. You see it occasionally, but harder to find in this condition. And this is one I picked up from a seller in Australia. So it shipped all the way from Australia. I was a little bit worried about how it would make it here all the way from Australia, but it came through just fine. I always get freaked out because these blisters are so large on most of the Palitoy Trilogos. There's obviously some French ones and some German Parker cardbacks, but most of these Palitoy ones just have so much space so the figure can rattle around inside during shipping. So maybe I worry about it too much, but it's just something I think about. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope it doesn't break through that blister because those blisters are notoriously fragile. Now this one does have the etched edges on the blisters, as you can see there. That is a factory thing. That's not like a ding, although these dings that you see or ripples that you see on the top of the blister are dings, but those etches on the side are that was made in the factory. This one was graded 80, 85, 80, 90 were the sub scores on that one. So that was a really nice example. I picked that one, I think, for a really good deal. I don't remember the exact price, but it was under $250, and I thought that was a great deal shipped from Australia. Next up, I've got the Rancor Keeper. This is one I picked up for a great deal, 125 bucks ungraded on eBay, and I was like, I'll bet this one will score an 80, and that's exactly what it did score. This one scored 80, 85, 85 from Collector Archive Services for an overall 80. And again, this one does have the etched blister edges, as you can see there. This is a little bit easier to see versus the squid head. But really nice example. Again, this is kind of a further away shot of the Rancor Keeper versus the US Kenner card backs, but pretty awesome and definitely Jabba related. And now I've got a couple of heroes that are that appeared in Jabba's palace, and the first one is Lando Calrissian in his skiff guard disguise. This is one I picked up from Rogue 5 Toys. Chris W. on Rogue 5 Toys. Again, it has the etched edges to the blister. Really clean example overall. And I added the blister support just to give it some extra protection. But a great card. And again, the same thing where the image on the card back is a little bit further away versus the zoomed in shot on the US Kenner card backs. But beautiful example. That one scored 80. 80, 80, 85 were the sub scores on that one. I was a little worried on this one. I wasn't sure if it would hit the 80 overall because of some light edge wear to around the hang tab there. But the rest of the card was very clean. This was the big issue though. This little bottom portion below the blanked out UPC code area. That one was some pretty pronounced kind of dings in the lower right hand corner on the back of the card. So I was like, I could get a 75 plus overall, but the grading gods took mercy on me, and that one did hit the overall 80. Thank goodness. Next up, I've got one I've had in my collection for a while, and this is another hero as he appeared in Jabba's palace. And you can see Luke pulling out his palace blaster with a number of Jabba's denizens in the background there. And this is a beautiful Palitoy Trilogo Luke Jedi with the cape on. And obviously he did come packed in with the cape kind of tucked behind him, but this one has the cape on. He's shrouded in mystery, and this one I sent into AFA to be graded. It was graded pretty harshly, in my opinion. It received a 75 plus overall. The card got an 85. The blister got a 75. And then the figure score was an 85. And you know, really the only major defect on that blister was on the very top right there and right there. So that was enough to bring that down to a 75 plus. And in my opinion, I think that that's probably a little harsh. I probably would have gone 85, I guess 75, and then a figure score of 85 for an overall 80. But it did get a 75 plus. But that's okay. That's okay. It's just one of those timeless images, and certainly a beautiful addition to my collection. And you know, given what the Palitoy Trilogo Luke Skywalkers have done since I bought this one, I feel very comfortable with the price I paid for that one, ungraded. Next up was another one I picked up from Dark Side Alliance on Facebook, and that is a Yees. We all know Yees. He was kind of known to be an alcoholic, so I have a little bit in common with Yees here. And what's unique about this one is that it was packed in with 2 of his blasters instead of 1, so it's kind of a minor factory error. I just thought it'd be kind of a fun addition. This one did have the KB Toys 79-cent price sticker, which I've got a number of those in my collection. And what really held the score back on this one was that big ding on the upper right-hand corner of the blister. And there was also some minor dinging down here at the bottom where it kind of pushed in a little bit. But very common problem with these Palitoys. They're just such fragile blisters. This one got a 75 overall. Packaging error, 2 weapons, as it's correctly labeled by CAS. The subscores were 75, 75, 90. And I'm trying to figure out why it got the 75 score. And there it is right there. It's got a very light crease that doesn't poke through too bad. But that was enough. There was also a little bit of wear right here. So this one was probably graded maybe a little harshly versus the Lando Skiff Guard, where I thought they were pretty generous on that one. But anyway, I think it still deserved a 75 overall just because of the damage to the blister there. But, you know, it is what it is. And now it's time to show you the new edition. This one I picked up from Jeff Jacob. And if you guys know who he is, he's got probably the greatest vintage Star Wars collection in the world, literally. He has just an incredible graded collection, both loose graded, all the vehicles, both loose graded as well as mint in box, and then all of the almost all of the cards, mint on card, high grade. And, you know, he's got all the double telescoping, Luke, Obi-Wan, Vader, all mint on card, in addition to just an incredible loose collection. But anyway, Jeff listed this one for sale on Facebook, and I went ahead and picked it up, and that's the weequay, the Palitoy weequay. It's one I did not have in my collection. I did not have any mint on card weekways, and I just thought, given the rest of my collection of kind of Jabba-related Palitoy Trilogos, that this one would be a nice addition. But a beautiful example here. The biggest detractor for the score was there was a slight ding right here at the top of the blister, and then on the bottom of the blister right down here there was a small ding. But beautiful example. And this one was graded by AFA, 70 back B, and it was straight 80 sub scores. And I thought the price was very fair. just given what how tough it is to find 80 and above for Palitoy Trilogos. It was punched. It did have a little bit of wear around the hang tab right there. You can see some very light wear there, but the rest of the card was in beautiful condition, and I just thought it was a nice add to my Palitoy run. So that is number 18 of all of my different Trilogos. Very, very happy to have it. Thank you again to Jeff. I bought from him several times, both on eBay as well as Facebook, and I appreciate the very well-packaged item and quick shipping. So thank you again, but just an awesome, awesome example. Very happy to add it to my collection. At the end of this video, I included a slideshow of all of these under the light box for those of you that want to see some really nice still shots under the light as well as the grading labels. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.